So this is the adult triple action refurbishing bearings and how we press them here. So we'll start with the component body. We call this the front bearing. And this is a simple press. We use this tool to keep the internal diameter consistent in our press. And so that just kind of goes into the front face there. And with an arbor press comes down and locks in. And now you've got a pressed bearing in the front component body. Next is the upper bar. The upper bar bearing press is a little more complex because we add a pin pressed into the upper bar itself. And then you can see there's a little groove in the top of our bearing so that these two need to line up. The reason we do this is because the press into the upper bar in cyclical loading sometimes will wear out, and this pin coupled with the groove provides a little bit extra support for that bearing to not wear as quickly. So to press this upper bar bearing into the upper bar, you have to orient the part correctly with respect to the pin and the groove. Now I'll use this same tool, and to start the same way, line it up on a flat surface and use your arbor press and come down just until you reach that bottom portion. Then you can take a look at it and see if you're lined up correctly, which is good. And if it's not, you can press it back out and try again. Then you got to press this all the way through. So we've got, most arbor presses have something with a gap like this. That way you can be supported on 3 points of contact and it won't tip around as you press. So as soon as you've got it set and down securely, you can start to press this all the way down. So after the bearings have been pressed into the component body and the upper bar, next is reaming the internal diameter of both of these to the same size. The reason we ream these is because there's a little bit of variance in our hole diameter along with the diameter of the bearings themselves. So reaming them takes out all that variability and gives us a consistent hole diameter for our pivot bushings to articulate against. So I've got a drill press here, and the way that we ream these is a compound ream so that the concentricity of the joint body bearing and the upper bar bearing is the same, so that when they line up perfectly when we put pivot bushings through. So this is just a fixture that I built for reaming, this reaming operation, which has a pin to go through where the cam bushing is. And this is a 473 reamer and just plunges through the upper bar and down through the joint body bearing and gives us that consistent finish and size. So I'll turn that on and start that process. Bring it back up. There you have it. So there's a reamed upper bar and front bearing that's ready now for assembly.